Welcome to our review on the brain. So first thing we need to know is what is the function of the brain? And hopefully some of you do have an idea about this because you've all got one and hopefully you're using it for your preparation for the exams. Your brain is going to process all of the information that's collected by all these different receptor cells scattered throughout your body about internal and external environmental changes. So it's going to process everything that you detect from your surroundings, both internally and externally. It's also going to process information from your hormonal system. And then using all of that information that it's gathered, it then produces a coordinated response. So your brain is the central control center, and that's going to process faster than if those functions were actually controlled in different parts of the body. So having your brain as that central point that all of this information is fed to, and then it decides what the responses will be, is so much quicker than having basically like a mini brain for each arm and a mini brain for each leg, because obviously they have to communicate with one another as well, which would slow things down. So your brain is the central control center that processes all of this information and then produces a coordinated response. So one of the favourite questions for some unknown reason that my students like to ask me is, Miss, if I hit my head, will I kill all my brain cells? And the answer is only if you do it many, many, many times. Because an adult brain has about 86 billion neurons. That's a lot of banging your head to kill all of those neurons. Even so, probably don't do it for your GCSEs anyway, just to test. You can see we've got a diagram in the middle there. Now you do need to be able to identify the different parts of the brain that are on that diagram and where they are. Again, there's no quick way to do this. I can't give you some magic little trick that's going to let you know them instantly. It's a case of get a copy of the diagram, cover up the actual words, and then just test yourself on it over and over again until you can do it. So you do need to know the cerebrum, the hypothalamus, cerebellum, medulla, and the pituitary gland as a minimum. So the 5 main areas of the brain that we need to know their names and what they do. Cerebrum, first of all, and that's going to control the complex behaviour. So this is the bit that's going to control your ability to learn, the memory part, your personality, and any of those conscious thoughts going on. So the cerebrum, kind of important there, and you can see it located over towards the top of the brain. The cerebellum, this is the bit that controls your posture, balance, and the involuntary movements, and you can see that one is kind of at the back of your skull, a bit lower down. The medulla controls automatic actions, so this is things like your heart rate and your breathing rate. And you can see the medulla there, slightly further forward, but again towards the lower part of your skull. The hypothalamus regulates temperature and your water balance, and you can see that one's kind of smack bang in the middle. And then your pituitary gland is the one that's going to store and release hormones that regulate a wide number of bodily functions. And you can see that sits just in front of the hypothalamus there.